Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Play Again. Last episode we talked about Addams Family Values. This time we're going to take a look at something completely different. The adventures of Batman and Robin, to be more specific. Daryl, take it away.
Well, there's only one way I can really start this, and that's by going, Holy Jiminy Jillikers, Lauren! This is actually a good game.
Yay! I'm so excited, and I'm so happy that it's Batman.
Yeah, me too, although based on what I said at the start, that technically means that I'm Robin and you're Batman.
Oh, why am I Batman?
Well, that's because that's just the way that Robin spoke in the original TV series.
Okay, I guess I can be the Dark Knight.
Well, that's probably a good thing that one of us is, because Mr. Freeze has just released some of Arkham Asylum's most dangerous criminals.
Uh-oh. That's not very good. Although I didn't think that the Mad Hatter was actually a villain.
Well, he's the final boss of level 3, so you're probably going to get acquainted with him quite quickly. For now, though, we're just going to deal with the Joker and his acquaintance, Harley Quinn.
Oh, I love that we start out with the Joker, if only because he's one of my favorite Batman villains.
What about Harley?
Well, Harley Quinn and him are like my favorite villain pairing. I just think they're so awesome together and so cool.
So, if you are familiar with the SNES game of this name, you're probably wondering what the hell is going on right now, because this game is very different to the SNES version.
Yeah.
And the reason for this is that it actually has two different developers. So, the Mega Drive version was developed by a company called Clockwork Tortoise, while the SNES version was developed by Konami.
Yeah, and also one of the biggest things about it is that the music is actually different in both versions as well. Jesper Kyd actually did the music for this version, whereas the other one...
It was one of his first games.
Yeah, whereas the other one is actually from the TV show. I really prefer Jesper Kyd's track, if only because it's Jesper Kyd, and if you know who he is, he also did the soundtrack to Assassin's Creed 2.
And Hitman.
And Hitman, yes. He's just awesome.
So the gameplay throughout is actually quite simplistic. You have the ability to perform melee attacks if you're quite close to someone. You can jump around, which doesn't often do that much good. And if you're quite far away from the enemies, you also have the ability to throw a projectile. Now, there are three different types of projectile, one of which is the Bat Bolo. There's also the famed Batarang, and the third one is the Bat Star.
And if you notice in the top left corner, your bar right now, you'll notice a flashing bar that's orange. That corresponds to the projectile that you currently have. So right now he has the orange one. If you were to pick up a blue or a green power-up, which you get from like the garbage cans, that bar will turn blue or green. And what you want to try and do is pick up the power-ups according to that color, because then that will upgrade your weapon.
And they can actually get quite crazy. I mean, the Batarang, it looks quite basic right now, but if you upgrade it quite far, it turns into a huge bat symbol. Then if you upgrade it more, you can throw like 3 bat symbols at the same time. It actually gets quite crazy and does a ton of damage.
And I think you can get up to 6 levels, I believe.
I think it might even go higher than that.
Really?
Yeah, and it's actually one of the really key mechanics of this game. Like, knowing how to use that projectile is the difference between winning and losing.
Oh, definitely. Like, if you notice, like, we use a lot of diagonals when using that, and also we use a lot of the pickups. Like, the pickups really help you in this game. Like, you saw that skull ball.
I mean, one thing you don't want to do in this game is get surrounded, because when that happens, you can only perform melee attacks. And the good thing about the projectiles is they actually go through people, whereas when you're doing a melee attack, you can only hit one person.
Yeah. Oh, I hate these guys.
Oh, they're so annoying.
You actually managed to kill them really fast.
It's like the enemies are as annoying as possible. You have to take them down very strategically and very quickly, otherwise you can quickly start losing health straight away.
Yeah. And you don't necessarily have like a ton of lives. You have at most 3 lives, and then you're done. Every now and then an enemy will drop a life, but that's very rare.
Yeah, and there are certain enemies where if you complete certain objectives, which you'll see in the next level, then they will drop certain power-ups.
But they're all very hidden, which makes this game just so much harder.
So you'll see that because I picked up a different colour power up in this whole level. So I started off with the Batarang, and then I went to the Bat Bowler, which was the green one, and now I'm on the Bat Star, which in my opinion is the most useless. So yay, because now I'm going into the boss fight against Harley Quinn.
Woot! And it's a pretty annoying boss fight, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty pattern based, so for this first phase she'll just fire projectiles at you, which they're not that hard to avoid once you kind of get used to it, but the first time you fight this boss, it is really, really hard.
Because you don't necessarily know where she's gonna go, and you don't know what she's gonna do. But over time, after like getting through it a bit, you kind of...
That is the most annoying part, where she rams you.
Yeah, that's so annoying. So you really have to use that rail right there in order to get past her.
And you'll actually notice that at the middle of the top of the screen there's a health bar, and it's probably one of the weirdest health bars I've ever seen in the game, because it's just a number which goes down once you do damage.
Yeah, it's really kind of silly.
I mean, it's rather weird that like the first form was just defeated when she had 59% health.
Yeah, it like doesn't make sense, does it?
No, so this is the second form. She can't move anymore, but she still kind of fires in a pattern base. It's a little bit quicker now, and instead of firing in a semicircle, she's now firing in quarters, which is a bit annoying because you can't really avoid them that much.
No, you just kind of have to take the hit, but as you can see, we got it.
What I find most fun about this boss is that it pretty much relies purely on projectiles until this last phase.
This boss took me forever in order to beat, and once I finally beat it, I just felt so good about myself. I was like...
Oh yeah, I mean, even getting to... I mean, I've got no lives now, so I'm pretty much going for broke right now.
Yeah. You just feel so accomplished once you beat this freaking boss. Harley, why are you so hard?
Why is she so mean?
I know, she is.
She isn't nearly this mean in the cartoon. I mean, sure, she is the Joker's sidekick, but she's more so the comic relief and the cute little sidekick who just loves Mr. J.
She's very good at multitasking though. I mean, she's pulling herself up with that lever using her right hand. She's throwing bombs at me with her left hand.
Oh, you got her. I love the ending. Just the bat cape.
Go, Bat Cape.
Wrong show.
Fine. Well, as you were probably aware, that was the first part of the first level, so we're on now part 2, which makes this game actually seem quite long. Because I mean, if you take into consideration how long it's going to take you to actually get good at the game, and then how long it's going to take you to get through without losing all your lives.
Yeah, definitely. And you don't even see the Joker. Like, even this level, you don't see the Joker yet.
Nope. You're just fighting against his clown goons.
You have to get through all
This level's actually quite short, in actual fact. I mean, it's more about getting past all the various bad guys, and they're quite mean now. I mean, like, you've got the big robber dudes who now throw sticks of dynamite at you, which are quite hard to evade.
And now you have to take out kamikaze helicopters.
And this was what I was talking about a bit earlier, where if you take out certain groups of enemies, like if I take out all of these in one go, then it will drop various power-ups, and as you should see, I should get an extra life, and there it is.
I could never get that. Like, I kept trying to shoot all of them at once, and for some reason I just couldn't get it to work. I'll have to look into that.
It takes years of practice,
Oh, yes.
So you'll also notice now that we have upgraded our Batarang, so it's throwing something that actually looks a lot more like a Batarang now.
Yeah. Batman taking out the trash.
Although they still can't manage to kill those big robbers in one hit.
Oh, they are so annoying.
They're so annoying. The other annoying thing about this level is the enemies actually continue spawning, so if you don't move on, they will just continue spawning. And it's the 2 clowns and the guys that fire the 3 bullets.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Oh, seriously.
Even more upgraded Batarangs, throwing 3 now.
Nice.
That should take him out pretty fast. Surprised that you have not died yet.
Oh, you just died there.
Or I'll get taken out. It's so good I got that extra life.
Yeah,
Otherwise it would have been the
seriously.
end of my journey.
Because when you get so far in this game, it's just heartbreaking when you actually die.
Because you have to start all over again.
Yeah.
It's not like regular video games where you get a checkpoint. Man, what I do for a checkpoint right now.
I do love the stereotype that they've fulfilled here, which is that when enemies get harder, their colour changes.
I suppose they just feel the need to be color-coded.
It's like the purple colour is the weak ones, and then the turquoise colour is the more difficult ones.
Mm-hmm.
They have like a few extra moves. Well, not really, because the only difference is that the blue clowns do that sliding move.
I just hate how they slide. I can never
Yeah, because
avoid
it's really
them.
hard to avoid, unless you can time it right and do the jump move. Oh, there's a ton of hearts there. And an extra life. Yes, get in there.
I think the one guy I watched playing this, he had like 4 lives, like just going through this level. He had gained 4 lives.
So, if you want to get good at this game, it's one of those really satisfying games where, like, you know.
Oh yeah,
you're good.
definitely. I can't imagine much of our games on this list being quite as hard. Although maybe they will be, but this definitely is extremely satisfying.
And it's good because it's not just difficult for the sake of it. Like, you can honestly feel yourself getting better. Like, if you play this for a couple of hours, you'll start to be able to get further. And, like, you know, when we first started playing the game, there was absolutely no way we could beat that first boss.
I will admit, I definitely did rage quite a few times.
Oh, I can definitely understand why. And I think this game is actually quite similar to the Addams Family in that respect.
Definitely. It's just so extremely hard, but it's just so gratifying that you just can't stop playing.
Yeah, this is kind of like the end boss, well, pre-end boss fight. It's like the end sub-boss fight.
Yeah, you get to visit Harley again.
So it's all about Harley Quinn, and she's throwing those bombs again, which I'm very appreciative of.
She has a lovely little jetpack there.
It is, and she's still using those different levers to do something. Like,
Where does she get all that equipment? I wonder.
where does Batman get all his?
It's very true. I think Morgan Freeman has something to do with that.
The Joker cave.
Yeah, this level seems pretty freaking hard.
And I think it's about to get harder.
Oh dear, that swing in the background is
Fun,
my
isn't it?
nemesis. It looks like an inanimate object right now. It's just there as part of the scenery. But oh no, it's moving
Uh-oh, here it comes.
ever
Here it
so
comes.
slowly. And yeah, here it comes. So not only do you have to avoid things falling from the ceiling, you also have to avoid the crane, which will start swinging around rather quickly. There we go.
That's so cool, though.
And you have to avoid Harley.
That's so cool, though. I love
So
the incorporation
annoying.
of that crane. I just think it's animated so well.
It actually looks a lot like it's like when they tried to do 3D. So that's kind of like how they thought 3D should look.
Yeah, and then actually, I think they did a really good job with that. Aww.
You is deaded.
Mr. Freeze is glaring at
Oh,
us.
but this credits music is so good. It's just so, it just makes you want more.
In conclusion, The Adventures of Batman and Robin is a great game because it's challenging to the point of frustration. However, the satisfaction and accomplishment that comes afterward is amazing. See you guys next time on Let's Play Again.